I'm happy being here, and I'm not because there are things out there, the things I'm seeing out there should make me happy. But I just chose to be happy. I like being here, especially when I know you are there watching. Now, what do I mean by things out there that really do not please me or make me happy? We're still talking about the building collapse at Ikoyi, but we're still mourning the losses incurred, human and resources, at the Ikoyi building collapse. That is sad. So that doesn't make me happy. Now, hearing that somewhere in Zamfara, people were kidnapped, bandits killed some people, that certainly does not make me happy. The high cost or the increase in prices of commodities does not make me happy. This is towards the end of the year, so anytime it's about this time, we actually anticipate high cost of products. But this time it's been like that since a year, so we don't know what it's going to look like now. But then, of course, this season is. So all of that does not make me happy. But I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. And anytime I'm on set, I'm excited being here. Thank you for joining me. And my name is Peace Isaac Yerokun. Welcome to this week's edition of Facts, Face and Forum Triple F. Here on this program, we educate, inform and entertain you, hopefully. And we're going to do just the same today. Today we'll be talking about something very important. A happy home is a happy society. That's my interpretation. So we're going to be looking at relationship issues today on Facts, Face and Forum on this segment. But we'll take just a quick break, and then when we return, I'll introduce my guest, and then we'll get on with the topic. Stay with me. Thank you for still being there. Facts, Face and Forum is the program. Today, statistics has shown that there is somewhat a high increase of divorce cases filed, separation cases have been on the increase, dysfunctional homes we see all the time around here, unlike what we had several years ago, and a whole lot of issues going on. Children are having issues because of separation in their families, and things are really not as it should be, as compared to some years back when our parents got married, as compared to years back when we even got married. Things are like taking a nosedive relationship wise, and people, I don't know, maybe people get into marriage because without having a full grasp of what awaits them there. And some people think the marriage is the answer to their many life problems. So this has caused a lot of issues. Today on Facts, Face and Forum, my guest Peace Egede is a relationship expert and family coach, family life coach, who is interested in issues, relationship issues, and who also wants to build a happy family, to help people find themselves, discover themselves and families, and sort out the issues that are there. My guest today, Peace Egede. I was also going to say Peace Isaac. Two of us, Peace, and we're going to give you peace on set today. So just stay with us. You're welcome today.
Thank you, Mom.
Now I know I did ask off camera the issues that we have in marriage now that is causing record of increase in divorce cases filed, increase in separation cases, the issues between husband and wife. Were they not there all from onset? Why is it that people are walking in and out of relationship now with ease? Have we now become, we hear that a lot about Western countries. We have always known ourselves to be understanding, tolerant, and all of that. So what is happening to our relationships now?
Thank you very much for that question. You mentioned Western culture like it has never been part of us. But if we observe now, because of social media, the internet, the world is becoming a global village. So a lot of things happening in other places, you can easily learn from them right here. And in those days, we didn't have social media. We had very few people to talk to. We had very few people to share our thoughts with. And culture taught us not to be very expressive. So people really didn't know or didn't have an avenue to express the issues they were going through. But today we have social media. We have different teachers. We don't just learn from our parents. We learn from strangers, both good and bad. So a lot of things is influencing relationship, homes, and marriages today.
Is it possible that, for me, life has many facts, many facets, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
It's good, the bad, the ugly.
Yes.
And all of this you find in every aspect of life, not
Mm-hmm.
just marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So why would people in marriage now begin to feel that, there's a lot happening to them, they can't take it anymore, like you're in a job, a dead-end job, and still you're there, you're not working out of it because that's where you have your means of livelihood. And then your marriage, you feel that I can't have it anymore. Why so?
Okay, so a lot of people go into marriage for the wrong reasons. So let's assume I'm 28, I'm already pressured to get married. The next person that comes my way, I just jump in without understanding the essence of marriage. So I jump in with all my baggages, my emotional issues, my personality defects, and then I meet someone from a totally different background, someone that can't even relate to who I am in any way. And then we start a life together. And then we begin to learn the issues of life in the relationship. It's very easy to get drained and exhausted in that kind of relationship. And with the kind of youths we have today, people are not patient. I'm not ready to wait for you to explain yourself. I'd rather opt out for a silly reason than to remain in the relationship. And from statistics and observation and conversations with real life people, they end up, a lot of them end up regretting their actions. But for some, it was worth it.
What are the reasons that you would say is worth leaving your husband or wife?
Physical abuse, not being appreciated, not being treated like, not being appreciated and treated like you want to be treated. For example, I mentioned it earlier that your happiness depends on you, but we have just a few people that have that understanding. A lot of people believe that for me to be happy, the way you look at me matters. For me to be happy, her response to me, his response to me matters. So they take that character into the relationship. And then they get married to a man who is so busy with his phone or his friends or his family members, and the man doesn't even have time for her. Not intentionally, but because his view of this thing called marriage is different from her view of marriage. Hence, they were supposed to sit and have conversations.
I do not also think that for whatever reason you can walk out of a marriage. Is there no room for amendment to stop people from getting divorced?
Okay, so in order to control divorce rates, like reduce it to the barest minimum, it's necessary for couples to make out time for each other. Have time, spend time together. If they have bottled up issues, it's necessary to talk about them and try to, just like you pick up your phone and erase the memory and clean up some unnecessary things, it's necessary to sit down, apologize to each other, and choose to start afresh. It's also necessary to show each other love, the reason why you got married. There are different interpretations to love. Love could mean money to me. Love could mean money, could mean affection to my partner. Love could mean your presence to the other person. So you need to find what love means to each other and try to work that thing called love out. Now, I've seen situations where the man expresses love to his wife by showering her with a lot of money, and she's still not happy. Why? She says no, money is not her problem. She wants him present, and he's too busy with his other lifestyle. He can't make time to be present for her. So that keeps affecting their relationship. Okay, so we've gotten people to sit down, have conversations, talk to them, and they chose to change. But you see, a lifestyle that you've been living for like 30 years of your life, and then you get married, and then I expect you to change in 2 days, it's not possible. So it's a process. They have to be willing to go through the process. And a lot of people lack that tolerance and patience. So people need to understand that yes, it's necessary to sit and have these conversations.
If we attach too much attaching too much importance to this marriage, maybe even affects people, affects the way they feel and think of working that marriage. Because if you have the spouse that travels all the time and you pray for his safety wherever he is, you are busy yourself, there will be no time for things to start flying into your head and people begin to give you wrong advice. That's what I think.
True, you're very correct. But you see, we are different people, and some of us are emotionally not strong. Some of us are not very stable emotionally.
Okay.
So you could dish out this advice and I'll say yes ma, it's true, I agree with you, and then I go back and then I totally forget everything you said and go back to my normal self. Why do we call that self normal? Because that's who the person has been for a long time. So it takes conscious effort. That's why we have therapists. It takes conscious efforts. Therapists take you through a process. They don't leave you alone until they see that okay, this person has moved from point A to B to the final point. So it's important to understand that people are different when we are dishing out advice.
Okay.
There's no general advice. There's no general advice for a relationship. Exactly.
Okay.
No general advice. So you need to understand the person you're dealing with and work with the person like that.
Now, what are the ways to be able, for the woman to still be married to that very busy man, or be married to that woman who doesn't like to wash clothes, and still be happy and not divorce?
Thank you so much for that question, ma. Let me correct a notion. Okay, first, it's important to know that you have to know who you are before you consider getting married to anyone. So I will advise the single people, before you conclude on marriage with a man, feel free to have the relationship first. And when you go into a relationship, don't go into a relationship for the sake of marriage. Go into a relationship to be the friend of the person, to know the person. If you start a relationship, you don't need a year or 2 or 10 years to understand who you're dealing with and to make up your mind if you want to stay in that relationship or not. It's easier to have a broken relationship than to have a broken marriage. Now, if you start a relationship and you're not happy, if you know who you are first before you get married to someone, it's easy to pick the person that suits your person. This is referring to both male and female, not just the women. It's easier to pick the person that suits you because you already know who you are. But if you do not understand who you are, there are a lot of people moving around, they don't understand who they are. They don't know themselves. It's difficult, very difficult to pick the right person for yourself.
Like our relationship expert here has said, it is not good to walk in and out of relationship. Know who you are. this thing, we didn't do it, but I think a lot of people have advised, have a talk with your partner, the person who intend to get married. Have discussions. If you don't like to wash, please talk about it then. You don't like to cook, please discuss it. If he says, me, I like somebody who will cook and kneel down for me to finish it, you say, I'm not that kind of girl. You walk then. It is better than you get married, the man is sitting down and then he says, come and feed me first. If you don't feed me, I won't eat. And you say, what kind of thing is this? Me, I don't want. It's already too late. So have a discussion with your partner before you go into marriage. Thank you for being our relationship expert this time on Facts, Face and Forum.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you so much for being part of this edition of Facts, Face and Forum. Triple F has been here for a very long time, and then we're still hoping that we are reaching out to you and you'll be kind enough to support us. So, see you again come next episode of Facts, Face and Forum. And I remain Peace Isaac Yerogo. Bye for now.